Okay, it is now live. And I will share a screen. Let's get started. Wani will not join, and Fim and Todi will not join as well. Let's get started. Um, Here's my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So today I collected some topics. The first two are related to the features that we are working on for 1.2. So those will be the first thing we discuss. If we have time later, we will review the current milestone for 1.2.0. There are some other issues that previously we added to the 1.2, but they may not be good for 1.2. We will consider maybe move to the 1.3 milestones. Then the last will be some asks on review some PRs. I already asked Wani for the last one, since she is also the maintainer in the meeting notes repo. This is basically to archive the meeting notes for last year, as well as this Hackmarkdown file will be very long and very slow. Another three PRs are related to cleaning up stale issues or PRs. As we did, I think, two rounds of triaging issues in notation repo and the specification repo. However, there are still some very old issues and PRs. So I think we can, if we merge these PRs, we can later leverage the GitHub workflow to automatically clean up stale issues and PRs. Okay. Then we start with the first one. Sorry, Pradesh, you have any comments?
Yeah, I had one comment on the cleanup PRs. Can we reuse? I added a comment just like few minutes back. Can we reuse workflow across repos? If we can reuse, that would be great.
Okay. We will talk about that later. Okay. Let's first
Mm-hmm.
talk about our features. And the first one is about sign blob. And as Patrick is back and reviewed some the design proposal and also PRs. So it's better that we in this meeting we can get alignment on the design for the implementation. So this will help us to speed up the PR reviews. So Patrick, would you like to take over?
Yeah, I think we already have a sort of alignment in pretest. Yes, design doc. I think uh, our choice is option one, which is the preferred option. And based on that, I have a option three, which includes the trust policy name in the design.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
missed
I
on my
think
side. We need just policy name anyway to verify. So yes, I
cool.
agree there.
Okay, so we have a alignment here.
Um, so it is still option one, right?
Should be option three.
Option three. Okay,
Yeah.
this one.
The only difference is trust policy name. Everything else is the same.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, we have consensus on the design. So any other issues you want to discuss related to this feature?
No,
Uh,
not from my side.
yeah, Pritesh, do you have anything about the
Uh,
PRs? Some comments?
Not from my side. I still have to raise a PR for verification.
Okay, cool. Then we move to the next one. This is about timestamping support. Yes, for this one, we have we have this comment from you Pritesh, and Patrick also replied. So yeah, let's see anything we want to discuss here. Okay, maybe Patrick, you can explain a bit about your comment.
Okay, so the question is, why don't we use timestamping under signing authority signing scheme? So the reason is that based on our already released 1.0.0 spec, we already have authentic time signing time field, which is a signed attribute required signed attribute in the envelope. And in the spec, we also think that can you scroll to the right of the second window? Yeah. So under signing authority, we are not relying on timestamping field. So Pritesh, does that make sense? Because the spec already said that.
I'm still going through that. Sorry, give me a few minutes. Yeah.
I see Shirley has a hands up.
Yeah, I think we are mixing up the concepts. So here the TSA, I mean the timestamp we're talking about is to extend uh, the validity of the certificate, not the signature, right?
Yep. I mean, yes, because right now validity is restricted to the certificate. So yes, that's correct.
Yeah, but the timestamp in for the signing authority is for the signature, is not for the certificate. Is that right?
I mean, partially because now we are still, I think I have to go read this back again, but as far as I remember, we say the signature is valid till the expiry time, and timestamp is basically the given time at which it was signed. So, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud.
I think this is also a question for Patrick.
So what we have today is the signing time is determined using the authentic signing time attribute in the signature envelope and does not rely on a separate TSA generated timestamp signature. This is what we have today in our spec.
Yes,
I
but
didn't put this one in this PR. It's already in the spec.
yeah, I mean, it's a different thing because for the timestamping we're talking about right now, it's about for the validity of the certificate. But here, the timestamp in the signing authority is for the signature. I think they are different concept.
Okay, so your suggestion is understanding authority, we may also have a timestamp field.
We can revisit that offline.
Mhm.
Yeah, even I would need to read this back. It's been quite some time, so I will also try to read this back tomorrow.
Okay, let me think about it.
Okay, I'm reading the comments in the chat. Yeah, so for this discussion that Pritesh, you will read the spec again and get back tomorrow, and Patrick and Shiwei, you will also have some discussion around this, right? This is the next step. Okay. Anything else related to timestamping besides the specification? Anything, for example, in our new repository, anything we need to discuss, any PRs?
Feel free to ping me PRs if there are any pending on my review in this repo. I'm not actively tracking that, so feel free to ping me on this.
Okay, so Pradesh, you mean you will continue review this PR?
Sure, I can take that look. Is this ready for review? I think it is. It's been like a month, so. I think I need to
Patrick,
review 17 first before I
okay,
go in review 19, right? So I will review 17. Yeah, I can try review 17.
okay.
Oh, actually, it has feedback, which is not.
Yeah, some comments. You already have some comments. Yeah. So maybe this PR is from Junjie. Maybe we can wait for Junjie to address these comments first. For this PR, is it these two PR don't have a dependency, right? So for this
They
PR,
have dependency.
okay.
Yeah, the TSP client, it depends on the CMS.
Okay, for the review, do we need to wait this one to be complete, then review this PR?
I think so. What do you think, Patrick?
Pardon?
I mean, there are two PRs currently.
Yeah.
Pritesh already provided some comments for the 17 one, and we need to wait for Junjie to resolve those comments.
Yes.
And this PR was created by you.
Yeah.
Is it okay now for Pritesh to review this PR?
Yes.
Okay. It will not depend on this
It
17
depends.
PR.
No, it depends on 17, but 18 is also ready.
Okay, it's ready for review, but this PR
Depends on
I mean,
17. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So the best practice is we review 17 first, we resolve comments in 17, and we merge the 17, and then we review 18. But 18 is already ready. So that's the case. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I would suggest that Pritesh, you can take a first round to see any major comments. Then later, once
Will do.
this 17 merged, we needed to do maybe some rebase or something. Then you can take a final look. Okay. Then this is for the timestamping. If no other thing to discuss this feature, I will we can start the third topic. Okay. Then we review the issues. So as we aligned on the 1.2 scope, we will have a sign block this feature. We will also have timestamping, and we will have OCI 1.1 support, and we aligned the solutions for 1.2 and also for the long term what we are going to do for the 1.1 as commented by Pritesh. So there are some other issues that previously was added to 1.2. So those issues we may not complete in 1.2. So let's review those issues together and to see whether we will keep them or move to the next milestones. I want to say we start with notation 1.2.0 milestone first, then we will check the specification because specification we also need to have a 1.1.0 release. I think the first three issues we already aligned, right? It is for they are for 1.2.
Yep.
Yeah. Then it is this one, trust policy. Yeah, this is quite actually this issue was created almost 2 years ago, and it is about the currently for the trust policy the registry scope. We support the repository URL URI or the wildcard for any registries. And so the user proposed to support more granular control on the registry scope.
Didn't someone else also commented on similar issue and they were ready to work on that?
Yes, I think it is Feynman also created one. Let me.
I remember someone on Governor on Nevada.
Let me check. Yeah, I remember Feynman created a similar. Yeah, I just want to check what's the milestone we set for that one. So maybe it is in the specification. Okay, Pritesh, this is one.
This is a different one, sorry. It was
Yeah.
similar, but it's a different one.
Yeah, this is a different one, and we tried last time to put it in the future. I think it's maybe in the specification record. Yeah, this one.
Oh, yeah, this one, similar one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, to implement this, we need to both have the specification ready, right? Then
Yep.
So I think definitely in 1.2 we don't have we don't have enough capacity to do that. We have two major features: blob sign and timestamping support. So should we consider this in 1.3?
I mean, right now we don't have capacity. If the person who raised the issue is willing to contribute, we are happy to review the PRs. Like, I would say that would be my stand here, but other maintainers can pitch in.
So you think we need other contributor working on this?
No, yeah, I mean, we don't have a bandwidth, but if someone wants to
Yeah.
contribute, we are happy to review the PRs.
Yeah. So from
But I would add to 1.2, but yeah, let's comment on the issues if we want. If we're ready to contribute, we are willing to accept that. Yeah. Although I haven't gone through the issue, I need to probably go through the issue before commenting on that. Yeah.
So you suggest that we keep this in 1.2?
No, remove it. But probably when we triage the issue, we need to start doing that. Like there are some issues where issue reporter is ready to implement the changes there. We should triage them early and ask them like. I'm just talking about the good hygiene for the issues. Like, but I do agree. Let's move it out of 1.2 for time being. From like next release, we can do this. When we try the issue, we can ask the requester to propose change or something like that.
Sorry, I didn't get your point. You mean for
So like I'm just talking about the normal issue hygiene. That like I agree that we have to we should move this out of 1.2, but in future when we triage the issue, we can decide whether we want this feature or not. If we want this feature, we can ask the requester if they are ready to implement the feature. So right now, what's happening? Right now, what's happening is like there are a bunch of issues, and we don't have bandwidth to work on them, and we are not even asking the requester if they are willing to contribute or not.
Okay. Yeah,
But yeah, I do
think
just. But to answer your question, yes, I do agree. Let's move it out of 1.2.
Yeah. I think let me check the template. I think at that time, yeah, we don't have a checkbox that the user would like to contribute. Okay. Okay. So for this one, I will move to 1.3 first. And I think maybe I'm not sure why at that time it was assigned to you. So maybe I also needed to remove the assignees first. What do you think, Pritansh?
Yeah, but let's remove that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then later, when it comes to 1.3, at that time we can decide who will work on this, and whether we also need the help from from the issue owner. Okay. Yeah, this one, next one is about the script. Yeah, this was originally from a comment. And so I think this one is important as the notation will be used in the CI/CD pipelines. So it's quite important for notation as a CLI command to be script friendly. But I'm not sure we have the capacity in 1.2 for this one. It is also requires some CLI specification work.
I think that one is related to the JSON output, right? If that is, then we can remove to the same milestone of the JSON output.
JSON output. Okay, let me. Yeah, let me open another page. Check 1.3. Yeah, for the JSON outputs, it was not in the 1.3 yet.
I think we have multiple milestones. One is called future, or to be discussed also. There's one milestone for that.
Let me check. It's not in this one, but I remember we have one, right? Anyway, let's first move this to 1.3. Is that okay? Then later we can find whether they are also JSON output that issue, then we can put in the milestone 1.3. Now, okay?
Yep.
By the way, once we finalize the 1.2, we needed to revisit the discuss milestone and the future milestone to see if anything we need to adjust. Okay, this one. So this one, from my side, I really would like to say it happen because currently when user use the certificate generate test, right, it will create local keys and certificates and automatically stored in the configuration folder and also added to the child store. It is quite convenient, but but as you know that we have very short period or very short certificate time, which is 1 day. So after 1 day, it will expire. So when it comes to clean up these certificates, we don't have a command for that. So user need to manually, we have a document, user need to manually delete from the configuration directory and also remove from trust store and from the key. So it quite cumbersome for the user. And also normally user will generate the same name next time because it has a short validity. So if user didn't clean up all the resource that's generated by these commands, it will fail the user. So
I think we already have a workaround for this, right? They can use notation key delete, they can use notation cert delete. And yes, they'll have to manually modify the trust policy because we don't support modifying trust policy through commands. But yeah, there's already a workaround for this. Which
For
is not that
yeah,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, not that bad, but it's just quite many work. The experience is not good. And also, I think the maybe Pritesh or sorry, Patrick or Shiwei can help. So when we use the delete command, I think it will, for example, for the third delete, it will only delete the third added in the trustdoor, right? But for the key generated by this command, those will still be in our configuration directory.
Yes. So third delete the third from the trustdoor. Key delete remove the key from the signing key list, but does not delete the key itself. So it's different.
Yes, so currently user need manually to remove those local keys and the certificates.
The thing is that the third store is managed by notation, so that notation can remove the certificate for the user. Otherwise, the user has no idea to remove it. But for the key, all keys are stored as references. So notation key delete will only delete the reference, and it will not delete the original key.
Yeah.
For example, if it's a file, we just remove the reference, we don't delete the file. If it's a remote key, we just delete the reference, we don't delete the remote key.
Yeah, so I think this is the answer to Pritesh's message in the chat. So those two commands will not help in this case because generate the keys and the certificates, those will not be deleted with this command.
Yeah, I can see a sharp edge with deleting the thing, but should we support a command like delete underlying key?
Then
I
there's a
don't like
question.
it. Yeah.
Then there's a question if it's a remote key, and most likely it's a remote key. And how do we delete the underlying remote key?
So remote key we just fail. We cannot because we can detect whether the key. Like, don't we have? Can't we just see whether the key is remote or local? We can, right?
Yeah, if I mean it's a plugin key or not. But
Yeah.
in our most scenarios in notation, the keys are all remote keys unless it's generated by the generate test.
Yep, I agree there. I mean, if we have to discuss this, then probably it will take some time to align on the spec and then implementation. Do we want to include in 1.2?
Yeah, this
Because
one we
we
need
then,
to
yeah.
have a spec. Have a spec first.
Also, like if we want, we can ask user to, we can say user, okay, change the name for generate key, test keys, and they can generate a new key every time they want.
Yeah, there is currently we have this workaround. It's just not a very good experience for the user.
Or the other way is to allow them specify the validity of the key, but I don't want users to encourage to use this in production. That's the reluctance I have to increase the validity of the certificate there.
Yeah, that is also we have another issue that user has only one day they are asking for whether they can specify or have a long validity for the certificate. so we can discuss that issue later. So for this one, what do you think? Do we have this? I mean, currently user has a workaround, and for this one, we also need to have some specification work aligned before we start implementation. Yeah, I would suggest that maybe we can also put this in 1.3. And we also need to have the specification ready. Is that okay for you?
Yep, works for me. I mean, if you see the underlying user request, they basically want to use a key for secure local key for sign. They basically, so if you from what I read from the other request, like user wants to use their local key for signing, right? And that's one of the reason they're asking us to then increase the validity of the certificate here. So if we add a feature where we allow user to store store keys securely on their disk and use that for signing, probably they won't need this feature. This feature.
Yeah. This one actually is for the testing purpose, right? And it will be very good for I mean for user to do some demo or try notation, and after 1 day the key and the certificate expire. I think this is good for this scenario. It is just the cleanup. And as you said, for the local key support, I think that is mainly for the production. I think I think for local key support, we have this in our roadmap. It is just not in the near milestones.
Yeah, so if we have that feature, then we won't need this feature because then we can allow user to specify whatever duration they want. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if we have that feature, then we don't need this feature because underlying feature request is coming because of that issue that we don't allow signing with local keys.
I think yeah, later we may need to I mean consider the local key feature together with, I mean, if we have the local key support, do we need this general test? Do we still need this one? Because in some cases, user may not use notation to general keys, right? There are different scenarios. User can bring their own local keys.
I think we still need this one because it cleans the keys and certs for testing purpose at one shot. So it's cleaner and it's more convenient.
I mean, if we allow user to specify the duration in the key, then they might not use the cleanup that often. Yes, it's a good feature to have, but then the priority of this feature goes down.
For the local support the local key, we didn't. I mean, it's not. I mean, for the it's currently in the future. It is in the backlog, and also based on our current communication and also the roadmap we shared previously, also by Toddy and Mingming, that attestation work is has the higher priority than the local key features.
I think
So
even if we have the local key features, we still need this general test just to I mean simplify the out-of-box experience for new users because they just want a workable certificate to work with the notation and try everything like notation sign, verify stuff. And after trying, they can just use a standard certificate and the keys to do signing and verification in the production. So I think we still need this generative test even if we have the local key support.
Yeah, I agree. It's for different scenarios.
I agree there, but it's just that if I have a sort of higher validity period, probably I won't need to clean it up. Yes, I will need to do cleanup once, not like often. So that's reaches the priority from should have to good to have. It's just that because users don't need to clean up keys often, they will only need to do it once after the testing is done, which they can do it manually if they want. It's like a less effort to do it one time. Anyway, I think we can discuss more since anyway we are punting it to 1.3. We can discuss this in future.
Yeah. Yeah, from actually, yeah, from another angle that as long as we have this general test command, so there is such a need for the user, right? So we should have a complete experience that we need to clean up this keys and certificates that's generated by this command. Unless in the future we feel that we don't need this general test anymore, then of course we don't need to clean up. So let's move to 1.3. Is that okay? Move to 1.3 first, then at that upon 1.3 we can then review the milestone of 1.3. Okay. And this one is actually when we push signatures, right? From Toddy, he expected that we can print out the manifest with the debug output.
And this looks like a low-hanging fruit. If we want, we can give that in 1.2.
So it's just print out the manifest, right?
Yep.
Shui, what do you think? So first of all, it is for the debug option. How about the verbals? Do we need also to have this for verbals? Another question is when we print out the manifest, do we have any fields that we should not print, for example, from privacy or some other consideration?
So basically, the issue proposed that we should also print the body of the HTTP request. Is that right?
Not the not the body. It's I think it's it's the manifest and the digests. It will be good. Okay, this sentence means the payload and payload digest. It's not HTTP body, right?
That's the HTTP body.
But for the digest, what is the digest for the body?
I think he is mentioning about the manifest digest because it's a put manifest, right? If you scroll to the right, then it's a okay, it's a blob upload. But if it's a blob upload, then it's okay because they also digest at the end of the URL. So the digest is already there.
So I think I mean it's not exactly the HTTP body, right? It's the it's the digest. Sorry, it's the manifest.
No, currently this request is for the blob upload. Can you scroll up for the Toddy's original request?
It's during pushing the signature.
Yeah.
What do you mean is that we can print the manifest, the digest, but for the layers we should also print out, right? You mean this, right?
No, actually, for this issue, I think Toddy's pinpoint is that he got an error from the remote registry, but he don't know how to debug it. So basically, currently we only print out the HTTP status code and also the headers. So he might want to also print out the bodies. I mean the HTTP bodies.
That
So it can.
includes the manifest, right?
Yes, if it's a put manifest request, then then the body is the manifest, obviously.
Okay, so Pradesh, you mentioned it's a low hanging fruit. Is it easy to do that?
I'm not sure about body. I think you can talk about the body, but if we just want to try to print the manifest which we are trying to push, we should be able to do it. Notation has access to that. Notation Go has access to that. So it depends upon what we want to print.
Yeah, the main ask is the manifest and the digest. Then additionally, he expects that after each HTTP request, we can print the payload and the payload digest. I'm not clear about the payload digest, but if the payload is the body, so what he asked is the manifest digest. Additionally, it will be good to have the body, right? Shui, do you think it is easy to do that? The debug command, we just print out additional fields, or it's
Yes, we can. I mean, we can, but yes, we can print out whatever we want, and it's not. I mean, it's trivial. Yeah. technically we can do it. Just saying, do we want to do it or not?
Yeah, I think from troubleshooting point of view, it makes sense, as Toddy mentioned, especially for the manifest and the digest of manifest. But for the HTTP body, I'm not sure. Yeah, so how about we keep in 1.2? Is that okay?
And also, because there's other question is that um uh in this issue it says we should print out all the bodies for each HTTP request. But for some requests, we need to hide the body. For example, if it's a post request to the auth token endpoint, because it may have the tokens or credentials in the body. In that case, we need to sanitize them.
Okay. I think maybe we can focusing on print out the digest and the manifest, especially for Toddy's case. For the case that Shui you mentioned, we should not print those.
Okay, then in that case, we are not going to, then we need to change the proposal of this issue. So the idea is to see whether the manifest is accepted by the remote server or not. So instead of printing the bodies for the HTTP request and the response, should we just print out the manifest we want to upload? Just like mentioned by British, we just print maybe a debug information in the notation Go around the that's notation.go line 167.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think for me, I think we can for this issue we can focusing on print out the digest and the manifest that we are going to put, and for this ask I selected after each HTTP request we print. I think we do not do it, at least for now.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Can you reply this issue so we can track it later?
Yeah. I also tagged Toddy to see he has any concerns.
I need to drop early. I will catch up waiting over in the recording.
Okay, we
Yeah.
have 4 minutes left. So basically, maybe we can continue the triage next week. And if we did some offline triage, I will also let you know, Pritesh. I think we can.
Yeah, he's left.
Okay. Yeah, I also saw Sajid join. So I think we can end early because it's just yeah, us other folks join they dropped off, so we can end this meeting earlier. Okay, and I will continue finish the comment that we discussed. We for 1.2 we can consider print out the digest and the digest and the manifest, and to see if Toddy can have any other questions. I think this with this implementation, it will be a very easy work.
Yeah, do we have the same problem of unified digest and verbose flag in notation?
You mean for the verbose tag, right? A verbose
No, I
option.
mean, does notation have two flags like verbose and
Yeah,
debug
notation
or
also has verbose flag.
all right. Should we avoid kind of like considering this as a part of the verbose option?
So your suggestion, Sadi, is that to consider this this information for the verbose log, not for the
Right.
debug flag, right?
Yeah, I think all like diagnostics options should typically be in verbose, and we should consider not kind of expanding on the debug option if we want to.
Okay.
Same problem that we had with OS, right? Anyway, let's
Okay.
just consider that as input, and we can discuss about it later.
Okay. So then I will comment this to consider this digest and digest of manifest in verbose option, and then not
Yeah,
in
sure.
the
Sure.
debug option. Okay, I
Yeah.
can comment
Yep.
this in the issue.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Saji.
All right. Take care,
Okay.
folks. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks. We ended up early. Bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.